Good morning, everybody. It's Marty the JavaScript Party here. It is Thursday, March 19th, 8:47. So I only have a few minutes to make video this morning, and that is good for me. Um, I can't see it as well as normal. I guess I've changed my posture. I got a new chair, so I definitely like this chair a lot. All right, local host is running. All right, so basically, we're working on trying to delete render data or trying to delete entities. So an entity. So when you go like this and you go to, let's see. Unfortunately, I don't have a router link to it. I don't know what I would need to do. I just don't even know. But if you add an entity right now, and then you go here, see this, all of that totally describes this object here. That's the whole job of these things. But when I delete it, they're not all gone. And so basically I started working on delete, and the problem is when I delete a renderer, I want to also delete its scene ID and its camera. But the problem is that a scene also has meshes. So I don't and that's one problem. So it could be it's the parent of things that could also need to be deleted. So that is one discrete problem. The other discrete problem is it could be being reused in another renderer. So that's a fully different, they sound very similar, but one of them is, okay, how do I deal with my descendants? And one of them is, how do I deal with my ancestors? And the solutions are different, but Angular kind of has a idiosyncrasy that is, I don't really get it. I don't think there's a reason for it. I think it just is. But the problem is that you cannot, two injectable for root objects cannot be injected from each other, or you get a runtime error, which is very, very upsetting because it only shows up in the runtime. It doesn't show up in the transpiling time. So that is unusual. Most things show up during transpile. That is one of the few things that doesn't. And the other thing is it's runtime. And this today is March 19th, 2026. I think what the latest version of Angular is going to come out on um, probably late March. I think late March is when the newest version of Angular comes out. But anyways, they at some point will get this worked out and all that. So everything I'm doing here at some point in the future is probably just going to be really strange because it's be like, why are you doing that, dude? And it's just like, well, okay, there was a time back when I was a young buck, we used to have we couldn't inject things into each other, for roots into each other, but that'll go away, and then we'll have these weird static service functions. It just seems like some old weird guy doing old weird guy things. That's what it's going to seem like. But oddly enough, so when it's not for root, what that really means is that it's not a singleton that is shared. It's when you instantiate one of these classes, um, it will just instantiate just for wherever you're using it. It's not going to be a singleton that you can go say, hey, injector, which one of these get me one of these and give me the one that everybody else has. You're going to have your own. But oddly enough, you can, in fact, I believe, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, I think we spent the whole week on this. You can inject an injectable into a class that is then injected into another injectable class that then can be used. So, and I call that the potato pattern. It's like plain old TypeScript atomic type object. I think that's what I was thinking potato stand for. Now, obviously, it's not atomic. And actually, I was going back and forth through GPT last night, and it was saying the fact that I'm using it, and it's right, the fact that I'm using it as part of a larger, to have access to another class actually makes it not atomic. It's not really atomic, but so atomic's not the right word. But anyway, so I believe we can use the inject function and we can get an instance of um, the st renderer service. And the way we do that is we say, we don't have to say, so, okay, I wanted to say first I wanted to say var, which is like, whew, back back to 1998. And then I was like, oh wait, const. And then it's like, oh, okay, back to 2010. Oh wait, no, in a class for these you don't declare, you don't give it anything. I think you can give it read only, but I'm not sure. Um, but anyway, so I want to create a thing called st renderer service. So that's going to be the name of the attribute, which is, if it was inside of a function, would be a variable. But since it's at the top of a class, it's a attribute. And this is of type st renderer service. And then, I just don't, this is kind of, I think we got this working once and then kind of forgot about it. And then also the problem that caused that represented itself. So then it was like, oh, okay, here we go. So now let's just make sure this will compile because I'm not 100% sure. But I want this to have a function that's called get renders. And it's going to return. Let's go to our renderer service, which happens is conveniently in the same. And let's see. So a renderer is, okay, so it's an st renderer. So it's going to return an array of renderers. That's what this thing returns. I swear, in either case, whether you are doing your strong typing ahead of time or whether you're doing it after the fact, in both cases, it's incredibly useful because it really makes you think through things that you should. Okay, so it's up that you should think through. Either it's like you're just making sure everything fits together as expected at the end by doing your strong typing, or if at the beginning it's like kind of a way for you to define ahead of time what you want. Return. Just make sure that's okay. Hmm. Oh, it's probably because I don't. Oh, I don't have it in. So it says I have two of them. So I'm guessing this just is like a roll up that has st render in it. All right, so now it's happy. All right, so now we want to see, I want to create a new static service in my thing. So all of this weirdness is only because that's the only way I can get access to this renderer service without throwing a runtime error. I'll get I believe it's called a cyclic error if I do that, if I inject my render service, but I want information from my render service in my scene service because my scene, I'll need to know whether I can delete my scene or not. So in here, I want to be able to, yeah, I want to determine like, should I delete this or is it being used by something else or whatever? Just like, I don't care what the words are. But see, as you see, we use this inject function here, and that's kind of our way of saying, hey, I would like one that's from the injector. Now we never do, that's not for root, so it's not in the injector. Um, but we can do that. We can say private, and it's, is that right? No, yes, st static renderer service, and it's of type, and I believe we say new. So this is important. I think this is right. I'm pretty sure this is right, and it's important that you sort of mentally recognize that this new is different than um, than inject. So inject is like your way of saying, "Hey, I want one from the injector that's a singleton." Now there could be more than one in the injectors and all that, and that's a whole different topic that I've never really understood. But what I want to see is, will this still transpile? Because basically what we did was a workaround around not being able to do it. It does not look like it transpiled. Well, it transpiled, but it doesn't look like we managed to avoid the error. And now if we get rid of this, oh man, I thought we had figured that out. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Could have sworn we'd figured out that we could do this. And so now if I do this, st render service, that's a bummer. And then if I come back over here, it's fine, right? Man, so I don't remember exactly how that used to work. Let's see, that works fine. But then when we go to inject this render in here, then it dies. What did we figure it out? Ah, man, I had figured something out before. ST render interfaces. Oh, I gotta go. It's 8:59. Anyways, yeah, I don't remember exactly how we got that to work, but we definitely figured something out before, and I don't know what it is. Anyways, have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye. Happy coding. Bye.